Welcome to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we're picking up the series on the 6th of March 1988. And if I could just give you a quick look at the population, we've had a little bit of a setback with respect to the population, but more about that later on, because the first thing I need to talk about is the Community Event 27, which was published on the 30th of May 2021, if you're watching this in the future. And the first part of this community report referred to the fact that the devs are still working on fixing outstanding bugs and issues related to the current update. And then in the second part, they actually moved on to start talking about what they are looking at to go in the next update. So I want to emphasize that what I'm about to talk about is not available in either the stable branch or the beta branch at the moment. This is what the devs are saying they're currently working on. And I think, well, not major changes to the game. They're gonna add a little bit of difference. And the first one is going to be the ability to assign multiple jobs to a single construction office. And the way they've described it is, you've got up here, you've got the clone tool. What it's going to be is there'll be another option next to that, which I presume when you select it, like the clone tool. But what you're going to get is possibly a menu that will give you a list of construction offices. And then what you'll be able to do is highlight the jobs that you actually want to allocate, which I think is going to be very useful, especially for doing the fiddly bits like conveyor lines like this, because the way I'm thinking is that you could allocate, say, for example, say all this through here, all the conveyors, with the game on pause, get all the jobs associated with the conveyors, and then go through and take out all the big jobs that you actually don't want. As you can see here, I've actually finished the steel mill, but we haven't got any iron to put into it at the moment, which is a little bit disappointing. Now, the second change that they've talked about is something I must admit I am really looking forward to using. That is the fact that we will be able to run power cables, especially the low power cables, underground, which means we're going to get rid of this running power cables into the city. Now, I know many people live in parts of the world, even the parts of the UK, where it's familiar to see overhead power cables, but to be honest, where I live, power cables is something you see when you go out on drive in the country, and you either see the high tension cables or occasionally the low tension cables. Where I live, virtually all the power cables are underground, so I'm really looking forward to that getting that feature into the game. But of course, we're going to have to wait probably 4 or 5 months. So that's all that's in Community Report 27. So we're now going to move on to saying a big thank you for your comments and feedback, guys. As usual, you give me so much to talk about, and I'm going to start with the obvious one here. Somebody said I should change this, and at first I couldn't understand why, but if I zoom in really closely, probably easier if I just come in here and select the list of areas. And what you'll see is the capital L has actually got a very small line through it. It's very difficult to see. In fact, you guys probably can't see it. And I know for sure in Polish, but it might be other languages, that changes that L sound to a W. So where I've been saying Lona, it's actually Wolona. But so the person's quite right. I do need to really change that. And I think I will change it. What should we rename it to? In fact, you can see now, if I just move the cursor up there, you can just see the line through the capital L. And I think we'll call this Bristol. If anyone's not sure, Bristol is a port city on the west coast of the UK, just below Wales. So that's the first point that someone raised. Now, trying to remember the other points that you guys mentioned. Of course, another discussion that went on was related to my logistics system. And what I want to do in this video is possibly start to get my logistics system working a bit more efficiently, because the rail tracks are starting to get to a point where they are now able to run trains, which I'm really looking forward to. Now, and something else someone pointed out was my farms, and what the problem with this farms is, and I kind of had a look at this, was that a lot of the machinery was getting out of date, which wasn't helping the situation, especially on my old farms here. And I think this kind of comes to an aspect of the game which I must admit I do plead guilty to, and I think it can catch you out, is that it's very easy just to leave something in its old configuration. And I think it's quite important to go round from time to time and just check things over and make sure that everything's up to date, especially over here. I had a few old tractors in here. And the other thing I also did is I went round every single farm, removed all the fields and reallocated them so that they're actually sowing the close in fields first. And this farm's actually finished, but I'm not, I mean, should I put some harvesters in here when I've got the money? I think I've lost the, oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to buy three of those because I think this runs out fairly soon. And also we'll get some towing trucks here. See, a lot of my trucks were 24. I know there's a lot of difference in speed, but speed difference can make quite a big difference. If I buy 4 tractors, and what I'll do is I'll deallocate you, and possibly you, and then what I'll do is I'll just allocate this farm to no. Oh, it actually looks like it's actually picked up. I should turn off the auto sign. I want to do this and allocate you, and you. I mean, he's a little bit far away from the gas station, but that's the way things are. And I think that covers all the comments except for one very interesting conversation, which has got nothing to do with this series. That is, and I'd like to say a very big thank you for the person who actually posted the link to an application that allows you to edit the game file to change the start date. Because I've tried it with the hex editor and it just wouldn't, I couldn't get it right. And that was very useful to have because I am thinking about my next series starting at an earlier date. And what I spent was a complete afternoon fiddling around that with different start dates, looking at vehicles and all that. And I have to admit, it's really fascinating. I mean, I did really want to go right back to the 1930s, but there's nothing there, or very limited capability. It'd be really awesome. And I've actually said that I'm more of a truck person than a train person, but when it comes to trains, I like steam. I'm not a diesel or electric fan. I like my old-fashioned steam trains. In fact, I like traction engines as well and steam trucks. So when I like trucks, I like modern trucks, but the real old trucks really get me. Anyway, that has got absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with this series. And again, a very big thank you for the person who actually gave me that link. It's very much appreciated. And it's going to really change the nature of the next series. Anyway, let's just get back to an update. And you can see here, I actually lost quite a lot of population during the winter. If I go back to, I think it's about December, and I'll show you, we had a lot of escapees and quite a rough time. And most of it was up here. And as I think as someone pointed out, that I didn't have sufficient heating up here. I also had a little bit of a food problem, which I think I've now solved. It's not brilliant, but we're going to be fixing that even more. The other thing I also did during the winter was I asphalted that road. So oops, we don't want to cancel the railway. We can take this out now because we don't need it. And I think this gas station is no longer booked. Whoops, I've got the truck. Oh no. No, I don't think he's connected to the distribution office anymore, so we have to get him back on there because the game started to complain a little bit that it couldn't find this and the trucks were getting a bit hung up. So we're just going to put 90% in there. Somebody also mentioned that it was a bit OP putting another kindergarten in here, and that's probably true, but what I'm thinking about is putting some more accommodation here, so we might need this kindergarten eventually. The other curiosity that I had, let's see, sorry about flashing around, I'm trying to remember where I am. Oh yeah, that's something else I want to show you. Over here, strangely enough, York had a very good winter. It actually came through with very little losses whatsoever. So what I want to do is just push up the population a little bit. We got some 600 over 21s. But the other kind of curious problem I had was over here in Winchester. And I don't know if it will show if we come in here. So is the health dropped. Well, it's building back up again now. The health dropped to about 60%. So what I've done is I put a small clinic over here. So I'm slightly wonder because my two hospitals are like over here, and I do wonder whether this area being on the limit of coverage is causing a bit of a problem. So I thought I'd just drop a small little clinic in there. I don't think it's going to cost much. I mean, I've got unemployed workforces here anyway. So, and the other thing I've also done is I've kind of boosted the workforce in this area, but there's still being a little bit resistance to working here. I think I've done, should be 2 buses on this route. I did do it. I wasn't delusional, was I? Yeah. We got a Mars 305 and I mean, am I not stripping all the... I mean, they've got loads of work. Just get in there and do something. Anyway, what I'm going to do first is we're just going to... I don't want tourists, I want the over 21s. And I also had a little bit of a glitch. Oh, wow. So we're going to pick up some people from here. I think these are going to be the volunteers to go to York. I mean, I don't want to push the population up too high in York. I just want to get it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just want to get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because of course they don't really have any jobs here at the moment until this tunnel has been built. And of course I've still got my plans to build an airport up there. Let me just get back over here. Winchester, as I say, Winchester took that population loss. I think we can just let that flatten out a little bit. We got Gosport over here. I think we'll just pull out some people from here. I think most of the over 21s are actually in Winchester here. So we're gonna, not Winchester, well, I am Portsmouth, sorry. I'm in full delusional mode at the moment. If I appear that I'm trying to rush, is that I'm up against a bit of a deadline, and apologies for that. So the video might not be as long as normal because it's, well, it's the week after the bank holiday and the weather's nice, and I've promised my wife that I would actually go and tidy up the garage, something that she's been kind of telling me off about for a little while. I think I've had a few problems here as well. So it might pay to put a little bit of a population into here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe a few more in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Put those in there. I must admit, it's one thing I like about the winter, that you don't have to go out and do all the jobs, so you can spend more time recording and playing games. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think most of the population definitely dropped out of this area. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. We'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That should let that population drop down. Now, the first thing... Now, the real focus of this video is going to be trying to get my logistics network running a bit more efficiently. We're going to try and set some trains up. The first step I want to do is get some trains coming into here from over here, because I've now started to move food into here. Oh, into here, sorry. We've got 95 tons of crops in here. The reason I don't want to take the food directly from this, and that's why I put this in here, is down to the fact that one of the problems with trains is they can steal all the food. And where's mine? So what we're going to do is we're just going to get in here. We're going to get a nice electric loco. 160. I mean, the distance is fairly good, but this train's just going to chug backwards and forwards. So I think maybe we can just get one of you. And oops, And we're going to need some wagons. We're going to have to have box cars. So they're 55 tons. I don't think we've got any more box cars. Let's see here. No, we've only got the one option for box cars. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's... Yeah, but... Oh, no, what was this here? Just drag you down there. I don't know where you came from, but... I don't want you. We'll just buy another one. The nice thing about this game is you can fiddle these backwards and forwards. Now, I'm not going to set up a route, because whenever I try and set routes up with lines with trains, I always seem to have a bit of a problem. Actually, I think we'll give it a go, because I think what you've got to do is make sure you select this before you create a new line, so that it says vehicle type train. And then what we're going to do is pick up there and run you all the way down to here. And we're going to name you, what we call it. Call you, actually, Reading Food. What we should be able to do now is come to here. And what we should be able to do is assign you to there. The thing that always mystifies me is that you can't allocate what you actually want there. Now, I'm not sure if we get here, but I'm assuming the train will load crops because it's got nothing else on it. See, this is the thing that always gets me about trains. You can't seem to be able to allocate what you actually want on that train. I mean, if you change this, you can come into here and change it. But actually, let me just show you this first. So at the moment, we've got a Reading food train. It's got one vehicle on it. Right. So watch this. It probably won't do it now. And if you set that to there and there, if you come back to here, what you see is the train is allocated there, but I'm not sure if I can. If I do that and can I do this? Well, that actually, it still won't do it. It just flips it back the other way. I don't know if that's a bug or an intended feature or what, but I think what I'm going to do is put the train back the way it was. Sorry about this, but it's just something I wanted to show you guys. Anyway, we're going to get the train down to here. Let's speed the game up a little bit, because the next thing I want to do is, once we get the first one in here, I've got to find the distro office. Okay, we're just going to let you... You're going to unload into here, so we're going to get lots and lots of nice food being unloaded here. Just make sure you wait until you're unloaded. I don't want you running backwards and forwards and snatching food. Now what we want is we need now to allocate you to there as the food pickup, and then we're going to take Winchester off here. I think the expansion food supplies is actually close. I don't think they do food. This is the one that's bringing out food. Close. Now eventually what I'm going to do is also bring the clothes up to here, but I've got a little bit of a problem with the clothes. So I need to sort that out first. So that's the first line I want to get sorted out. And the next real target is to get the coal down from here, but I think I need a little bit more work done. Oh no, no, he's finished. Building on fire. Getting lots and lots of fires at the moment. But this line is actually finished now. Great, because there was a little bit of track missing here, which is causing a bit of a problem. So we've now, oops, just going to slow the game down again. So what I need to do now is actually signal all this track through, which is going to be fun, but that's all part of the game. So we're okay as far as here. I think what I'm going to do is, we don't need this now, because I just wanted to make double check. We do absolutely nothing around here that needs to be new track. We've finished all up here. Yep, good. And that means what I'm going to do is take these crossovers out, because they're just fragmenting the track, and they actually join the track together, which can cause problems with the signaling. So when you don't need them, just get rid of them. You, and you. And we can now put in, you can go that way. You can go that way. A nice long length of track here, but we won't split it just at the moment. You can come there. Let's just do the chain signals first. You can get that in as close as we can. And put you there. So you can come up round there. You can go there. You can go there. You can go there. Of course, we're going to need a. It's going to be a little bit shorter than I was hoping it would be, but the way it is. And of course, got you about there. And this one's going to go round to about here. And you're going to come in like that. Like that. And then you're going to go there. And you're going to go there. Next thing we'll do is we'll just put in the mix signals. Oops. Mix signals on that side. You can just put you so, and then we're just put the normal signals through. Oops, wrong way round. Go there. You can go there. You can go there. You there. You can go there. Just go all the way back to here. So you're okay. You can go that way. So that should do this area completely. And of course, what we're going to have to do is, oops, you're annoying me, game. We're going to need a signal that way, and then we'll put the chain signal there. Have a chain signal there. Chain signal there. So it's about as close as that's going to get. And then we'll put the mix signal there. And need a mix signal there. And then this line can run through to here. And what we're going to have to do is put like a compound junction here. It's a little bit too complicated. So you can go there. Ooh. Oops. This is going to be a little bit too short, so it could be a bit dodgy. We're going to have to watch the length of trains coming in here. But we'll cross that bridge when the time comes. Oops. Now that's the ones the wrong way round. You've got to go there. You need to go there. Just put the mixed ups. Mix signals there. So that runs this up to here. You need a. Oops. You go that way. You go that way. You go that way. We don't need these signals now. You can come out. I think don't need the crossover. So take that out. You go that way. Go that way. You go that way. I don't think we need anything up through here. Now, a big problem we're going to have is with this. Right, so we've now got this area here. And what I should be able to do now is we're going to give it a go. Come up to here. Where are you? And we're going to buy. Oops, don't want that. That's expensive. We're going to buy electro locomotive. I think the route. This route's going to be quite long because we're going to be moving coal. So what? I think. Oops. So what we need is coal wagons. Here we are, hopper cars. 1, 2. That's 120. That's 240. 6.5. So that's 300 tons per train. So I'm not going to bother with the what we call it route. And then we're going to send you down to here. You're going to pick up coal. And then you're going to run all the way down to here. So we're going to get our first coal deliveries here. And I'm going to be very optimistic and say wait until unloaded. But I doubt very much if that is ever going to happen. Especially with one train. Once we got one train working, and I know the route's good, we'll put a second train on as well. So we're just going to... Of course, we're going to have a quick... Got to have a quick look at the train. We're just going to do a follow. Wait. Off we go. I haven't had a ride round on a train for a little while. And you should now go up into this area here. Got a new vehicle type available, and we should load a nice big 300 tons of coal. Yeah. And away he's going to go. And of course, this is the going where it could things could go wrong a little bit because we got wow. I like the way the noise changes when you get onto the bridge. I mean, I think that makes it sound very real. You go, yeah. So you get a brief amount as you go over there. That's how trains really sound. So we'll just charge through here. You set up build there, kind of really curved over the edge there. Whoops, what we got here? Why you have an issue here? Again, it's probably the long bridge here. I think this is the downside of having long bridges. As far as I know, you can't put signals in the centre. Actually, let's just give it a go. I know I'm meant to be following the train, but... Sorry. I'm pretty sure you can't. No, it won't let you put signals in the centre. Where's my train gone? Where are you? Where are you? There he is. And we've got our first coal delivery into... Not that one, this one. That should start to make a difference. And plus it'll make me a little bit more cash. Now we know the line is good. Actually, what I should do is just make sure that it's... it can get back, actually. I've been caught on that before as well. So let's make sure he can get back the opposite way. Got back to that point, which is good. I don't think we need to follow any further. But I know this section of track is good. And what we're going to do is we're going to, how many trucks have you got? You got 5, haven't you? I think what we'll do is we'll get a second train and maybe we'll just push the boat out a little bit further. Where am I? I keep getting lost on my map. I should be using the mini map, to be honest. And we'll just get here. We're gonna buy a similar locomotive. We'll go for 160. And this time I think we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, we're just going to set the route up manually. Oops, no. You're going to load coal. You're going to unload the coal, wait until unloaded, turn you loose. Now, I'm not going to stop the coal imports with the ships, but what I will try and do is, if I can catch one of these, is I'm going to set you to wait until unloaded now. Is that another one? No, it's your iron ore, you're okay. And the reason I'm doing that is that I want to make sure that we're getting a steady supply of coal down into this area first. And if I see a coal carrier here queuing up to deliver the coal, then I know that things are going, because you can see at the moment the trains aren't working that hard at all. What we got here, I think we'll just sell you. I think I've got enough tankers just at the moment. I mean, one thing I do need to check is just need to keep an eye on the fuel situation here. The fuel situation's good. We got this here, and we got our 2. And the other thing I'm also going to do is I'm just going to let these run for a little while, because I don't want them stealing all the coal from here, because I've only got the 2 or coal processing plants. I probably could do with 3, but at the moment I'm just quite happy with that. But all these fields have actually been sown. That's pretty good, actually. I like that. Actually, just have a quick crop check. Oh, it's a bit shaky. We're only in April and we're dependent on the trucks bringing the crops down from above. This could be an issue. I really need this lot built here. Okay, where are you? You're laying up here. You're going completely in the wrong direction, so we're going to cancel you. Where are you building? You're building in the right direction, I think. It's 176. This one. Oh, you. What are you actually building then? It says 1762. Oh, it's building this one. Right, I'm happy with that, because I want the track to go into there. I'm not too worried about them going up this bridge, although we're probably going to need to put a crossover or something in there. What I do want to do is get this built. I think I've got a crossover here, so we're okay from that perspective. The other thing I wouldn't mind is this being built, because I want to get back and do this. I think at the moment we're just going to... the other thing I need to do is I'm quite happily building out that way. I think I've finished this section over here, isn't it? Yeah, so that's done. Can't do the back curve there. I think what we'll do is we'll get them building this section out here. So I'd love to get this built. As we can see, we've got 588 tons of crops there, but it just takes time to get it over to here. Let's have another look at the crop situation over here. I'm pretty sure the crop situation over here is going to be a little bit dire as well. Well, we've still got a few crops in here. I've probably got a little bit too much in the way of crops in that silo, so we're going to have to think a little bit about that. And we're still bringing crops in from over here, so that's good. Though we'll probably won't last until July. Look at that. My trains are rolling. Let's have a quick check here. I know I should. We've still got quite a lot of crops to keep the meat going. The next thing I wouldn't mind doing, so we got this section working, is I wouldn't mind getting a train set working from here. So we're going to enable the workers here. Then what we should be able to do is get the train set running down to here, dropping off the workers. Although, just notice I don't have a footpath here. Bit of a fail here. Well, to get that there. These guys should pick it up. These construction officers here should pick that up. If I can get more workers into here, I know I'm not really getting the oil in here, but that would give them a job. Nothing like a bit of job satisfaction to get things going. And what we're going to do is put in, get up to here. And I think we'll just buy a train set. But you're 80, you're 100. When the distance isn't, well, you're diesel anyway. I don't want a diesel train set. Ugh. Now I'm going to have to be a little bit careful setting this train set up, because I don't have a back curve into there. So what we'll have to do is put the first stop down here. Oh, it's unload, isn't it? And you're going to have to unload all the workers. And then you're going to have to come all the way back to where I... Yeah. Thank you, game, for the save. So that means we've now should get a train. Once the workers start getting into here, we have the train set running backwards and forwards between here. If it gets busier, then what I'll do is I'll put a second one on, but I don't really want to do that. Now, the next thing I want to do is sort out the fuel supply up to here. We got here. Let me just check the signaling up around here, because I haven't looked at it for a little while. So you're good, you're good. Oh, that's wrong. That needs to be fixed. So you can run there, you can run there. Can I move this? That's not because the road's in the way, isn't it? Oops. We know this bit's good because, oh, here comes the train set. Look at that. Oh, look at that. There he goes. What I want to do now is run 2 trains from here to here. One carrying fuel and one carrying bitumen. I know I could mix the two together, but I was looking at this before I started the recording. Is that we got fuel here, but the bitumen tank is virtually permanently full. So I think if I tried to mix the 2 trains together, and what would happen is that if I said wait to unload it, it would sit here waiting to unload into there. So I think a safer bet would be to actually use 2 trains. So we're just going to buy another one here, electric locomotive. Now this is a relatively short distance. I still think, because we got the coal trains running past, I think what you need to do is match the trains to the speeds on that section. What we'll do is we'll buy a wagon. We got 68 tons and 120 tons. Train waiting too long. Okay, we'll have to take a look at that. I think we're going to go with the shorter ones. If I get 1, 2, 3, 4, that should be enough. Set this route up first. Whoops, I keep on doing that. You're going to run down into here. You're going to pick up fuel there, and you're going to run fuel into here. Fuel wait until unloaded. Right, we better go and check on this construction train and see what's up with him. Oh, this train has been waiting too long. What's going on here? I've had this problem before. It doesn't seem to make any sense because all the signals are right here. It just that every so often it's almost like this is there. So if I delete this signal, what he will do is then he will go in That releases that train. That releases that train. And if I put this back in again, and then it suddenly starts working again. There's a kind of a bit of a long delay here. Let me just see how long these sections are here. It's fairly long. I think what I might do is, this is quite short. I think if we, say for argument's sake, I put that down to there, back that way, and take out those two. I think that's a more of an even split between the two, isn't it? Right, let's just get back to my fuel train. Haha, he's lost. Okay, what signals have I got wrong? That one. Let me just check this bit here. So what he should do is come up and deliver the fuel to here. And he should just sit there because this has only got a 300-ton capacity. And what I'm going to do is exactly the same for... Actually, do I need it for bitumen? Let me just see what the distribution is for here. I think the office that's here... This Gravelton main fuel tank. I think what we can do is remove you now. I think I would like the train up here actually, because then I can take out this, and then this office here will focus purely on distributing the fuel, which should make it a little bit more efficient. Plus I've got the money, it's not like I'm short of cash. So I think we're gonna drop in, we're gonna do exactly the same again. Gonna buy a train, electric loco, buy you, and we're gonna buy, I mean, I think we've got 2, 3, 4. Is that? We got one more, I think. And then your job is to come up from, whoops, here. You're going to pick up bitumen, and then you're going to come into here and unload, load, and wait until unloaded. Now I know that these two trains will block this area here, but what I'm going to do is, if I want to move the fuel up to over here, we'll actually send the trains from Petrograd. I'm not going to stage the fuel supply up through there. So we've now got that running. How's things going over here? Can't go to school because there is no school. Oh, there's a school here. Do you think you could go to it? We've now got heating here. Let's have a look at the, we've got 700 odd over 21s. But you've got loads of workers, but we're going to need to do something about, so we finished this steel plant, but we don't have any power supply as well, but we're going to need to look at that. We also need to work on this here. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quick Skype round and just see if everybody's happy. Actually, let's just check the food situation as well. So you're getting some food into there. Got food here. Yeah, yep. Oh, I've got the warehouse here, haven't I? Yep. He's got food in here, but it's now very much on a just-in-time situation. How's the food over here? You guys got plenty of food? I mean, I'm quite happy to have the warehouse here because of so you've got food. Now my main concern, actually, what's the happiness there? Yeah, wow, your happiness is pretty rock solid actually. And then we'll just come in a layer. I think one of the things about this game is that, and this is what I really love about this game, is some games like City Skylines, you get everything set up and then you can go off to another part of the map and never ever care about what is happening in the area that you've already built, because if it goes stable, then you can just neglect it. The thing I like about this game is that, like here, I've made a change with supplying the food to here, and that means that there's a very real possibility that you may disrupt the food supply to this area, and then what will happen is you will get a population collapse here, and probably, and then it will, and then as the population collapses, it affects something else, and it echoes up across the map. And that's what really I like about this game, that it's so dynamic, and the way things are done is that you can't afford to kind of take the game for granted. The moment you take the game for granted, you're in trouble. So we've got a little bit of a possible food issue here, which is we're gonna have to kind of deal with. I mean, once we got the track in here, we might be able to lay the food, but I think overall it's so pretty good. Petrograd, I think you're holding up okay. Not a massive amount of food in here, but we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. And of course, Winchester and Gospel are going to be rock solid, because this is stable, but occasionally the occasional ripple does rattle through here. And I think just to wind up, we're going to, I think we'll pull out some from here. We'll get quite a lot, maybe a few from there. I think what we'll do is we're just going to split them in epidemic situation report. Okay, we got an epidemic. Severe acute cases of infection. The disease is causing sickness and severe health complications. And I must admit, I generally ignore these epidemic situations, but what we'll do is we'll just move the over 21s, and then I'll take a look at... Oh, obviously I took out too many people from Gosport. Where's all these 800 odd over 21s then? They must be in Petrograd or somewhere like that. Yeah, I think I was a bit too enthusiastic with pulling the population out. I think we're just hook these out as well. And probably expansion city's got too many people. Yep. I think we can empty you out as well. And probably... Well, this is Winchester, not expansion city. What am I on about? Nice to see Winchester actually kind of contributing to the population growth now. And wow, yeah, we've got expansion city here is, and that there. Right, so we got a whole load of, and we got 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. I took about 50 out of, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of there. Maybe 6 out of there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of there. I want to make sure that I keep the population up in here in Reading. So we're come here, and we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, we'll just put a few more in here as well. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because I'm pretty sure that I actually had a few problems here. I think the food situation's a little bit higher, so what I might need to do is take another look at my food distribution up here. And then what we'll do is we'll just dump in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in there. Of course, we can start populating this block now because we got heat. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That should jolly well knock down the old over 21s. I mean, they're not going to be totally happy because culture food. And just to take a final look over the, see that message just says there's an epidemic, but it doesn't actually say where the epidemic is. It's almost like it drops the health all across the map. Yeah, it looks like the health is generally dropped across everywhere during the process of this epidemic. Yeah, so you can see it's down to 74-80%, where before it was a lot higher than that. So that's looking good. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. In the next part, I'm going to carry on getting my trains up and running. Hopefully what I'd like to do is get this set up. You can see this guy's going like a train. And if I can get that built in, that once the crops start to come online, we can start bringing all these lovely crops down into here, so that we can ensure that the okay, we're in real-time supply now, so we could have a bit of a problem. Okay, that's the way it goes, but we'll just have to see how that runs. I mean, as long as these guys have got, oh yeah, this is going to be sketchy. So yeah, you're out of food, you're out of food, and that's because I've not got enough trucks coming down here. Probably find there's food sat in this warehouse as well. Yep, got no food in this warehouse as well. So yep, it looks like I might have a little bit of a problem, but that's for the next video. So until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.